This is Stock Talk, a discussion of stocks in the news with the analysts of Zacks.com. Well, according to recently published reports, Microsoft sales have fallen for the first time in 23 years. What does that mean for the company stock? We're going to find out with Tracy Reinick, who's our value stock analyst at Zacks.com, and Mike Vodicka, who analyzes momentum stocks for us, as far as what they think this all means to the future of Microsoft stock. A lot of different things going on with this company.
Yeah.
They reported earnings recently. Net income fell 32%. Revenue overall dropped 6%. Yet, on the earnings news, the stock pops up 4%. What's that all about?
Well, it could be a matter of it's not as bad as some people thought it might be.
Less bad. Okay,
right.
I like that
Less
phrase.
bad.
Less bad.
They did meet estimates. 39 cents was the estimate, and that's what they came in at. If you strip out 6 cents for actually some of their cost cutting that they did this quarter, that included laying off people for the first time in 34 years,
Yes.
then they would have made 33 cents. That's down from 47 cents they made a year ago. But PC sales are down 7% in the first quarter of this year worldwide. So that's where their main revenue comes from, obviously, is the Windows operating system.
But their cash flow is shifting because they're combating a slumping demand for their operating system,
Right.
the Windows operating system. Vista met up with headwinds.
Right.
It didn't do so well. And the new, Windows 7 isn't really scheduled to be out until 2010, although they may push it up to Christmas.
Right. Well, that's part of their problems right now, is that all of their division except their server division, which isn't their biggest division, obviously, saw declining sales, including Xbox, which continues to lose money every quarter, even though it's a great product. Vista sales were down 16%, and then their online ad sales were pretty bad. I mean, they lost $575 million in the quarter. They, had the issue with Yahoo and maybe, combining with them to try to fix that division, but that hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, they have problems across those boards. Plus, they're going to have problems with the PC market because more people are going towards the netbooks, which we've discussed several times in the past,
Right.
and that has like a cheaper version of Windows that operates on it, or it's a Linux version, so that's not really helping them either.
Someone just told me the other day that they were opting for the netbooks. They were having trouble
Right.
with their existing PC, and they went to the netbooks. And the rationale there is I can buy external, terabyte hard drives to store stuff on
Right.
for such an inexpensive cost right now that I don't need that big PC anymore.
Right, so that's part of their problems with their markets, and they continue to kind of be searching out there for an answer. Just recently, in the last couple of days, they've talked about having some kind of iPhone competitor. It's no secret that they're probably coming up with some kind of smartphone device with Verizon. So that's kind of looming out there. And then there's some talk that they're going to try to get into social networking. There's this new system that they're developing called Microsoft Vine, which would be kind of like a 911 system on social networking. And they're going to try to do subscription pay for that, which hasn't happened yet on any of the social networking. It's all been free so far.
Right.
So, they're out there searching for new things, but the basic thing is that their Windows system is, the biggest moneymaker that they have, and they're having a lot of, issues with where that's headed.
What I find curious, and we're going to bring Mike in here in a minute, but even though the net income for the company, when they reported earnings a few days ago, showed that it fell 32%, it was in line with what the company expected. So even they had set the bar lower for themselves, apparently.
Right, and they have to. The analysts are being kind of cautious here. There's been a lot of cuts on the estimates for the second quarter and the full year. They didn't give guidance in their actual statement out, but PC sales are going to continue to be slumping here for a while, given the economic conditions worldwide.
Mike, you're an analyst. Are you cautious?
Absolutely, definitely. Based upon what you guys were talking about, you made really good points here about Microsoft was an extremely innovative company for a very long time, but as they move through the growth cycle and they get bigger, it's more difficult to be innovative and adjust to kind of trends in the market. Mm-hmm. And we've definitely seen that play out in their share price. Microsoft was an equity all-star for a long time, and then when the tech bubble exploded in March of 2000, we saw a pretty big decline in their share price. And since then, which is about 9 years ago now, we've seen the share price trade mostly sideways on a longer term basis. Now, moving to what we're seeing in the near term here is, with all the volatility in the overall market here, is shares of Microsoft have trended lower with the market. And recently, in early March, we saw a bounce from about $15 to the share price is trading at $21 right now. And I absolutely do think that there is reason for caution here. is that Microsoft was a great stock for so long that lots of people still believe in this company. And it is a good company from certain respects. What you guys said, they have dominant market share, they have good cash flow, and they're sitting on $25 billion. The question is, where is the growth going to come from?
Right, and are they nearing a position as far as their market is concerned where they can be taken over, their market can be taken over by another company, namely Apple, because that would be the other operating system that people would turn to. This operating system seems to have worn out its welcome with people.
Yeah, there's definitely some threats out there to Microsoft. On the desktop business, you're looking at Apple moving into some of their market share, and then there's also something that's called cloud technology that people are talking about, further off into the future, presenting a challenge to Microsoft. So there's people out there that are gunning for Microsoft, no doubt about it.
Personally, I'm going back to Crayola and paper myself. Do either of you own this stock?
No.
All right.
No,
Well,
I
certainly no shortage of challenges facing Microsoft going forward here. We're going to keep our eye on it and see that we update you on any latest developments with that scenario, that situation that surrounds MSFT, Microsoft. That's their ticker symbol. Would you say that they're called, Mike, Mr.
Softy.
Because of the ticker symbol, MSFT?
That's right.
Mike likes to go back, reach into his childhood from time to time. With Tracy and Mike, I'm Terry Ruffalo.